Greetings. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Alex's Fun Little Show, episode 2. I'm very excited about this episode because I feel like we got our feet wet last week. It was nighttime. Like I said, we were very tired. I can't express that enough. But like it's morning. I got up, I got ready at 7 a.m. I was going to do like this whole pajama thing. I was like, I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to put some respect on this show's name as we go into our second episode, which I'm very excited about. How's your week going, Michael?
So far, so good.
Oh, looking handsome. A true professional producer bae today.
Getting ready for work.
This is work.
Yeah. This is fun.
This
is fun.
We are at work. We are having fun right now.
I think you're at work. I have to go to my real job later.
Yeah, and then but we get to go to Arizona next week. We get to have a little vacay. So there will not be an episode next week. Sorry to do that so early in the season. But we're going to Arizona. We're going to visit my sister and brother-in-law who just moved there. We kind of swap places, which is like funny, but it also makes me kind of want to cry. We moved back from Vegas. They moved to Arizona. We just keep rotating and circling each other. But very excited to get there and see them. And Michael's excited to golf.
I'm ready. Gonna hopefully knock off another bucket list course. It's gonna be good.
Ooh. Do I have a bucket list of anything? Like,
I don't know.
I really don't. Like, you have all these golf courses that you want to get to. Spas, maybe.
Bucket list spas?
Yeah, bucket list spas.
How would you rank those, though?
Just like relaxedness, the quality of the treatment. Like,
you can start collecting a, hand towel from each. Like, I collect a golf ball.
Ooh. Yeah, no, robes.
Or slippers.
I would love a robe collection from like every spa in the world, but that would be a very expensive bucket list. I don't know if that can sustain.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Let's get right into it. We are bringing back one of our favorite segments, which is the Daily Dance. I don't know if we have a graphic here, but if not, we can just use that, I think. The Daily Dance of the Week is something that is very important to me and has been a bop pretty much my entire life. And it came back to me recently when I was watching a movie and it was in the movie. And that song would be It's Not Right, But It's Okay by Whitney Houston. I was watching the Whitney Houston movie the other day. I had it on the background while I was working. And when she sang that, like I forgot what an absolute bop that is. It is a feminist rage pop ballad that you can't help but like cross your arms and get like a little stink face like when you're singing it. And Michael didn't do anything wrong that day, but listening to that song, he did. And the thing you did wrong is you left for golf. And I felt like a scorned woman, a scorned wife. It's just that intro. Like, you know that meme where she's like doing the math and it's all the equations. Friday night, you and your boys went out to eat. And it's like, ooh, it's coming. But they hung out, but you came home around 3? Yes, you did.
It really concerns me how many of your emotions are apparently dictated by songs. Like, so you're just randomly in a bad mood or mad at me or maybe not mad at me based on what you heard on the radio that day?
Yeah, this is actually very accurate. Like, if I hear a love song, like, I'll start crying in the car and I'll come home and I give you a hug. You're like, what's this for? I'm like, no reason. Like, really, I just heard, like, Enchanted by Taylor Swift in the car.
That concerns me.
It should. It concerns me a little bit, but you interrupted my monologue.
Okay.
I'll start over if you want. Friday night, you and your boys went out to eat, but they hung out and you came home around 3? If 6 of y'all went out, then 4 of you were really cheap because only 2 of you had dinner. I found the credit card receipt. And that's it. That rivals like The Boy Is Mine intro. There's a remix on Spotify that's excellent. Highly recommend listening to it. Try not to get angry and then go home to your partner and blame it on them. Or
really try and do that. That would be great to not have your emotions based on social media and the radio that day.
Since when did you become a therapist? Can't tell me what to do.
I don't think that takes a degree.
Don't tell that to my therapist. I am so excited to be introducing a new segment into the show. It's something that actually was part of the genesis of doing a video part in addition to the podcast. And that is a new segment we like to call Hear Me Out. Hear Me Out is brought to you by estatesales.net, which is the Bible of finding estate sales. You know how passionate I am about going to estate sales pretty much every weekend. And this segment is going to serve as favorite estate sale finds, something I found the previous weekend, something I found this week. And I find all of my estate sales on estatesales.net. You just type in your area code, your zip code, area code, zip code. And you can find all the estate sales in your area. We are starting off strong with our first ever Hear Me Out, which is... Who let the dogs out? This authentic Staffordshire, not Staffordshire. I used to say it's Staffordshire, and then the people of TikTok came for me. It's definitely Staffordshire. This is a bud vase. So this is not like my other ones that are in the background that are just figurines that bring me joy. This one does actually serve a purpose, and it's a little bud vase. You can put one little flower in there. It is stamped on the bottom, and I keep it on my nightstand. They bring me joy. I don't have these like white curly ones yet, and I just thought it was the most beautiful thing, and I gasped when I saw it at a Poof estate sale I think it was in Bloomfield. Michael, during this segment, we're also going to be asking you to rank it from 1 to 5. 1 being, this is horrible, it's the worst thing you've ever brought into the house. 5 being, I actually like that.
Okay, so 5 is not, I'm psyched about this. It's just, I kind of like this.
I don't know if there's ever going to be anything you're psyched about that I bring home from a estate sale, to be quite honest. So right. I'm giving you one here. If I ever brought something into the Hear Me Out segment that you're like, I actually love that, I'm so glad you got it, you could go above a 5. You give it a 6.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say this is a 5. This is a 5 for me. I don't hate this. This is like, yeah, this doesn't bother me when I see it. I don't mind the little flower in it. It actually has function. It's small, doesn't take up a big space to annoy me. So yeah, this would be a 5. I'm not psyched about it, but for your description of 5, this matches up.
Tears are forming in my eyes. I never thought we would see the day that not only would you enjoy, aka tolerate, something I bring home from an estate sale, but to have it be my dog's, my DAWGS. Thank you. What a way to start out the segment. Thank you. Thank you, estatesales.net. When we were moving into our house and we had all these boxes, I was furiously ripping them open, trying to find one thing, and that was my Cijo home bedding. We switched over to Cijo home bedding a couple years ago, and we have not looked back. We have their French flax linen sheets, their cooling eucalyptus sheets, a French flax linen duvet cover. For any season, any temperature, Cijo home has got your back. I cannot express the joy of slipping into some fresh Cijo sheets. The linen gives you like that cool girl, messy bed vibe, while the cooling eucalyptus is for all you hot sleepers, including myself. And now there's a temperature controlled cotton that I just can't wait to try. You can try it too with 20% off your order. Use code ALEX20 at cijohome.com. That's SIJOHOME.com. And use code ALEX20 for 20% off your order and your best night's sleep. Because I am a Taylor Swift sicko, and I promise we won't talk about Taylor Swift too much on this show, every time I'm drinking my coffee, I think of All Too Well 10-minute version. Sipping coffee like you're on a late night show. Early morning show. Alex's fun little show. There we go. This week's topic came to me from Instagram. I got a little inspo there from an account. It's called AmericanGirl.magazine Nostalgia. And I went down the rabbit hole of looking at all these pages of American Girl magazine, which is the most elite magazine on the planet, still today, even though it's not in production. I was so impressed with how much I remembered, and I'm using impressed so that I don't get depressed over like these things are in my brain, but math isn't. And it just got me thinking like, wow, American Girl was such a big part of my childhood. I had Molly, who is a narc. Like, that's something I have to live with. My sister had Samantha. Michael, do you want to admit now before we get started that like you've chewed on an American Girl doll leg, or just put that out there?
No, I'm not admitting that. I said it was a Barbie maybe.
Oh, now it's a Barbie maybe.
Yeah, it was never an American Girl doll. Those are huge. It'd be like chewing on a hot dog.
I mean, I started thinking about like all the different iconic things about American Girl. And the thing that came to the tip top of my brain, because it's forever ingrained in there, is the iconic book, The Care and Keeping of You, which, Michael, if you don't know, this is a book that is about coming into puberty. So when your body is going through all of its changes, your parent basically slides this under your door and says, good luck to you. And it tells you everything you need to know about becoming a young woman, from shaving to how to use a pad, how to use a tampon, how to handle swimmer's ear, grooming, hygiene, finding a bra. Like it's Bible. It's absolute Bible. And so I thought it would be fun to go through the top 10 most influential pages of the care and keeping of you. And I say influential, but some of them will be traumatizing. Some are iconic. Either way, they influenced my life in such a way that I still remember them at 32 years old. We are starting off strong with page number 9, right at the beginning of the book, which is a picture of 3 girls and they're in the pool. And this one is diving over everyone. And that really entered my psyche because I was like, this is what it means to be a girl. Like, I have to be athletic and cool, and I have to be able to dive. And still to this day, I can't. And for that reason, this page does give me a little bit of like inadequate feelings because this dive is just very perfect. And I felt like I'm not athletic and cool, but this book is going to tell me how to do that. And I do feel that that rang true. The illustrations in this book are incredibly, incredibly iconic. And that's the only way to describe them. I know we throw around iconic all the time, but it's apt here. It works. The outfits, like I've never wanted to be a cartoon, a pencil drawing more in my life than reading this book. And especially starting out with this girl diving over her friends and the other ones are like playing beach volleyball. And I thought her curly hair was cool. Her bathing suit was cool. I had like greasy bangs and like had to keep my glasses on the side of the pool because I couldn't see without them. And they told us on the page, celebrate you. Remember that your body is a work in progress. Try not to focus on what it looks like. Instead, think about all the great things your body can do. This is advice I'm still trying to take at 32 years old because my body has been feeling like 100 lately. And I'm trying to celebrate me. Like, try not to focus on what it looks like, but what it can do. It's trying. My body is trying to do the things it can do. So again, still apt. Number 9 is page 11. And on page 11, there is an illustration about say no to smoking and drinking. And as I was reading this at maybe 9, 10 years old, the image of the beer and the smoke really scared me where I didn't drink. I think I drank for the first time in senior year spring break. And honestly, kudos to American Girl doll because I think that was your influence. The picture of this beer is very scary. Like the smoke coming up and it's a little skull. This did more than the entire like say no to drugs campaign. What was that? Like on a t-shirt, dare. Drugs? No. Don't. What did dare stand for?
Oh, man.
Oh, I guess the campaign wasn't very effective. I can't remember what DARE stands for. Drugs and recreational.
Drug abuse resistance education. Drug abuse resistance education.
It apparently didn't work very well on me because I don't remember that. But this worked well on me.
You followed the rules.
I followed the rules because of the care and keeping of you. American Girl was putting in the work on this campaign, and this image alone was more effective than DARE. And like I'm saying that with my whole chest. They say, though drinking and smoking may seem grown up, the truth is they're bad for your health, and drugs can destroy your family and your future. It was serious, and it is serious. A smart girl turns her back and walks away from so-called friends who put pressure on her to just try it. And I will say this illustration was extremely impactful. I was scared of it. I remember looking at it over the years and being like, that's right, American Girl. I'm just going to say no. Also, shout out to this page because they also give a little paragraph where it says like, your body is yours. No one should touch it without your consent. Like, we love American Girl for that. Number 8 is page 23. And this probably changed the trajectory of my entire life. And that is the glasses page. I was someone that when I was in 3rd grade, I had to get glasses because all of a sudden the teacher was like, I don't think you can see. And I was like, I think you're right. I remember I thought my glasses were nerdy. I was like, oh God, this like totally sucks. I hate that I have to wear these. And then I saw this page and it made me feel like glasses were really cool. It's almost like this book made me feel like I want to be a together person. Like I want to shower. I want to wash my hair. I want to wear glasses. Like this was the original clean girl aesthetic. Like TikTok can eat it because American Girl already did it. I just like the pink frame glasses. I went out and I got pink frame glasses because of this book. I thought they looked awesome. I thought like the sunglasses look super cool. The contacts look cool. I was like, oh, like everybody can look good wearing whatever they want. And I was influenced until like the world got a hold of me. And then, I started wearing contacts when I was in 8th grade. And then I got LASIK as soon as I got into the working force. I like that they do give a disclaimer about contact lenses. They said, but they're also expensive and require daily care and cleaning. They were looking out for the parents with that one. Some girls don't feel ready for this responsibility. And they were right. Contacts are a huge responsibility. I wore them for many years. I thought it was hell. I hope I never have to wear them again. I don't know if there's any greater pain like waking up and being like, oh my God, I fell asleep with my contacts in, and just like opening your eyes like a dragon that is emerging from the year 20 AD. They didn't mention that in the book, but the message is there. Number 7, page 26. This is one of those pages that traumatized me, and that is about healthy gums. And it's not because they're telling you how to floss, which I still don't do on the reg. I'm sorry. Like I do it when I think about it, but it's not an every night thing. And I'll tell that to my dentist's face. But it is the image on this page of the little girl holding the basketball, and like her breath is physically repelling her friends. And still to this day, after I drink coffee, after I feel like I wake up in the morning and I'm like about to talk to Michael, this image pokes into my brain. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to kill someone with my breath. It's honestly really volatile. Like the one friend is like holding her nose. Like, can you imagine if you were talking? Because I was like, ugh. I would call it quits. The other one, like the wind is blowing back in her hair. Like, it's not that serious, okay? Just tell your friend to like pop a Trident. I mean, they even go so far as to explain halitosis to 9 and 10-year-olds. I will say I had to go to the dentist earlier this year because I was worried that I had halitosis, and I didn't. I just had acid reflux, and it was fine.
Well, we like to call that dead tooth, but it's okay. Everyone goes through it.
I don't know if everybody goes through dead tooth. It was not a dead tooth. Like listen, I learned from this book. I am hygienic. I brush my teeth. I floss on occasion. Thank you for bringing it up, Michael. I was really self-conscious about it and like still can be, even though I've taken like the acid reflux medication and I feel better. But it's because of this image that it will always be a little bit of a trigger for me.
I'm glad you're taking care of it. We all have our things. It's okay.
Yeah,
I never made you feel bad about it. You
call it dead tooth.
That's because it's from an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Well, I've never seen that show and I don't have that context. Yeah, the only context I have is the care and keeping of you. Number 6 is page 29, which is the page about braces. Now, I did not have braces when I first read this book. Like I said, when my mom like slid it under my door and was like, congratulations, you are going to be going through some changes. Like, cool, a picture book. This page made me want braces. It made me want braces so bad. I love her short little haircut. I love her headband. I just thought she made braces look like the coolest kid thing in the world. And then I got braces and I hated this bitch. She bamboozled me. Like I thought it was going to be cool, fun. Like, oh, I'm eating a little apple slice. Like, hee, my braces are so cool. They're pink. And having braces was like the worst 3 years of my life. Maybe. I had like the rubber bands that like went in the front and like you could barely open your mouth at lunchtime. You had to go in the bathroom, like take them out, put them back in. It was horrible. It was not fun. Like this picture. I can't remember, Michael. Did you have braces?
I had braces.
You did?
Mm-hmm. A couple years. I didn't like them either.
So you have a really nice smile. Like mine, I had to get Invisalign still because my bottom teeth are acting up.
Did you have them on both teeth?
Like just 2 teeth?
I mean, sorry, top and bottom.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say I had them on all teeth.
All teeth, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just, mine worked, I guess.
Did you have rubber bands?
Yes, I did.
I can't remember what the use was of rubber bands. Was it to like keep your mouth shut?
Just to adjust your jaw. So if you had an overbite or something, it would like move your jaw up.
I did have an overbite. I definitely did. That's like medieval. Like, ooh, here's these pretty like neon blue rubber bands that were adjusting your jaw. I think I had mine on for almost all of middle school, which was harrowing and horrible. But not for this girl in the picture. She really fooled me. I loved her turtleneck. I loved her hair. I loved her headband. I loved her braces. And she did not aptly prepare me for what was ahead with orthodontist visits, with the rubber bands, with kids making fun of you, with stuff getting stuck in your teeth. This was a miss, American Girl. Maybe in the new edition, they've updated it, but I still went with the old edition because that's what I know. You know how much I love my beauty products, but I hate when my gloss gets sticky and gets all stuck in my hair. But luckily, that's not a problem with Lip Gloss Boss. Lip Gloss Boss makes uniquely mint-infused glosses that are never sticky, always hydrating, and made to last. Perfect for long wear, their Magic Wand glosses go on like a gloss and wear as a stain for long-lasting color and hydration. Their Balmy Gloss, which is truly one of my favorite things in the world, is the ultimate hybrid balm gloss combo. It locks in moisture while providing an ultra glossy finish. It's also a multi-use product that is safe for lips, lids, and everywhere in between. You don't have to tell me where. I trust you. Lip Gloss Boss creates the magic and you gloss it on. Get yours at lipglossboss.com and use code FUNLITTLEGLOSS for 20% off your order. Again, that's lipglossboss.com. Use code FUNLITTLEGLOSS for 20% off your order. Lip Gloss Boss has been one of our sponsors since the very beginning. I truly love their glosses. I love that it's women-owned, small business. Your lips deserve the care of the Lip Gloss Boss. Number 5, page 79, which is a page about how to feel better when you get your period. And this was another page that I do not feel that they aptly represented what it was going to be like when you were getting your period and having cramps. I mean, they made everything look delightful. She's taking a bath. Oh, like just going to the pharmacy with my mommy. Healthy eating. She's eating like a freaking salad. A salad is the absolute last thing on earth I want when I have cramps. If I even look at lettuce, I'm going to fight. Exercise, riding a bike. The also last thing I want to do is get on a bicycle when I am on my period. I don't care what Tampax commercials say. It's like, you can go to the Olympics on your period. Not me. They did kind of go off, though, with the bathtub part. Like, that does slap. Like, the heat. A warm bath or a hot water bottle laid over your tummy can help soothe cramps. Over your tummy, your little tummy. No. Periods are from hell. And although a bath does help, nothing else on this page really does it for me. I'm sorry. And they're saying the best remedies for premenstrual aches and pains are fairly simple. Eat right, exercise, and treat yourself to some soothing heat. Ooh, just a little treat while your stomach is turning inside out. Michael, there has been something I've been thinking about, and I would like to do it on the show. And that is attach one of those like e-stim period cramp things.
You need my consent for that.
I definitely need your consent.
I don't think I'm game.
Why not?
I admit that your periods must feel like hell. I don't need you to prove it to me. Why would I just go through it for the fun of it?
To know and for entertainment purposes of the show. We'll discuss. Number 4, it's 2 pages. It's page 96 and 97. And that is where they let girls ask questions, kind of like an Ask Abby type of thing. But they are topics that are related to young girls, but also related to me at 32 years old. And that's why I wanted to bring this one up in particular. One, because there's one called Security Blanket, where still sleeping with a blankie asks, I'm 11 years old and I still sleep with a blankie. I know a lot of girls do, but definitely not as old as me. Every time I go to a friend's to sleep over, it's just stuff like, did you bring your security blanket? And then laughs her head off. First of all, your friend's a bitch for that. That's a friend you want to drop. She laughs her head off? I don't think so. But I took this advice as a young girl because I also had a blankie and I was embarrassed to bring it to sleepovers. And their advice was to cut a corner off and just have like a small piece of it. And I did that. But on the flip side of this page is one called Night Fright. And it says, I'm afraid of the dark and I can't sleep. What should I do? And this was especially apt for me. And if you're counting how many times I've used apt in this episode, let me know what the count is right now. Well, Michael made fun of me the other day, lightly, because I am a little bit afraid of the dark at 32 years old. And he said that that was not something, he laughed. Speaking of laughing his head off, Michael laughed his head off when I said, please don't go upstairs and like turn on all the lights. Like if I'm not right behind you, because I don't like that. I am a little bit afraid. And he thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But then I took a poll on my Instagram, like 91% of people also said they were afraid of the dark. So it's very normal.
Yeah, I just can't imagine being afraid of the dark at an adult stage of your life. But not saying I don't get it. I understand the emotion you're feeling, but I just thought it was so funny that you're afraid of the dark. What are you afraid of?
Just things in the night, like the darkness. Like I don't like not being able to see around me. I don't like just the spookiness of like being in the dark. Like who knows what is in the dark? And if you're in the dark, you're very vulnerable. You're not on it. You're just in a more vulnerable state in the dark. I think that's how most people feel, is that it just makes you a little bit more vulnerable to anything in the dark.
I mean, you afraid of an intruder? Like there was someone here the whole time?
Yeah, probably. An intruder. Someone's going to grab me. Yeah, probably.
But yet there was no one in the house.
I'm not saying it's logical. It's just like the dark comes and I get a little scared of what could be in the dark. I can't see. I can't be, on my toes.
From my standpoint, do you see why that seems kind of silly and laughable? Or do you think I'm on
This was a real convenient time for your camera to go out and we can't see you, because say it's my face. Like,
oh, I have.
That's true. I am 32 years old and I am a little bit afraid of the dark. But I'm not afraid of the dark like when we go upstairs and like turn out all the lights and go to bed. Like that's okay. It's just if we're like, okay, we're going up to bed now and I'm like 10 steps behind you and you start turning off all the lights. I run like I'm 5 years old, like running up the basement stairs. It's just the darkness brings scariness. And I think that's fair.
Right. I get you're scared. I'm saying, can you see from my standpoint why
yes,
I find
I can
that
see
comical?
It, okay.
Okay.
Do you want to know what the care and keeping of you says? What their advice is?
Well, their advice is for 12-year-olds, so I don't know if it's completely relevant.
There's no age limit on this book, I think.
I thought it was for prepubescent girls, so kind of is.
Well, I haven't really grown on top, so maybe it's still for me too. It says, for starters, you need to figure out exactly what it is about the dark that frightens you. Once you've identified what triggers your fright, ask your parents. Okay, maybe it is for just children. Ask your parents to help you brainstorm ways to banish your fears. Try placing a nightlight in your room so you can see in all the dark corners. Is the noises that give you heebie-jeebies? Investigate the source of spooky sounds in the light of day. I should probably take this advice. I truly don't know what it is that makes me so afraid. I'm just I'm vulnerable. And you should take it as a compliment that I see such safety in you to want you to wait for me and not turn out the lights and be 5 steps ahead. That's a compliment.
That's the most backhanded compliment I think I've ever received, but thank you.
You're welcome. And mood for the child that wrote in this to American Girl, because they just signed it as afraid, and honestly, mood. Number 3, this is basically the last page in the book, and that is the whole you. This image of this young girl in like her pink t-shirt and her cool ass polka dot leggings running, and it made me feel truly like I am a girl and I can do anything. And therefore, American Girl succeeded with this book. They went so effing hard on the care and keeping of you. And I just think this sentiment is beautiful. The eyes have a unique way of seeing the world. Your ears listen to other points of view. Your arms always ready to reach out to others. Your legs stand up for what's right. I like that they didn't say like stand up and get you to move. Like they are not ableist. Thank you, American Girl. Your head is abuzz with creative ideas and hopes and dreams. Your voice confidently expresses your thoughts and feelings. Your heart is full of kindness and your feet are ready to move ahead to a bright future. I mean, copywriting to the gods, American Girl. This image impacted my life in such a way that still sometimes when I'm like feeling myself, I think of this, like arms outstretched, running. I cannot stress enough to you guys how many times I pulled out this book through my childhood. Like it was always sitting in my closet. I was like, oh, I just need like a little bit of like guidance for what I'm going through. I just need to know like how to do this or what this is or a reminder on this. And this book was there for us. Okay. I had a very supportive mom. She was definitely there for me. Like at night when I'm just like about to go to bed, I'm like, I'd like to know about this. And it's like embarrassing to ask my mom. This book was there for me. It was there for us. We owe it a deep, deep debt of gratitude. I would like to say this show was made possible by this book because, as they said, your head is abuzz with creative ideas, hopes, and dreams. And it was. This show is my creative ideas, hopes, and dreams. And I've got to say, if I ever have a child, I will also be sliding this book under their door. I will do the work. I will talk to them. I'll give them the birds and the bees. I'll let them know they can always come to me, talk to me about anything. But also, this book is there for them if they feel like they need another outlet. I heard there's a volume 2. I'll probably read it as well, just to see how things have been updated. Number 2 is page 48 to page 49, and it is the bra page. Now, when I got a hold of this book, I was not wearing a bra. I was a late bloomer, as in I'm 32, and I still don't exactly know what's going on up here. Am I still growing? Is it over? Is this it? Who knows? And I did not have need for a bra. But when I saw this page, I wanted one immediately. I feel like this was also around the same time about the Lizzie McGuire episode, looking for a bra, and everyone kind of made looking for a bra like this really desirable thing. Like, you should be wearing this. This is a true sign that you are stepping into from girlhood to womanhood, a bra. And all the girls in the fitting room, there's like a sports bra, there's a training bra, underwire bras, soft cup. I really wanted to be the sports bra. I cannot stress enough how unathletic I was. I was having surgeries, in and out of wheelchairs. I was not playing sports, okay? I think I played soccer for like a year when I was in first grade. But I just wanted a sports bra, and I wanted to wear like my soccer shorts, my backwards cap. But that was more like my sister's persona than mine. I was definitely not an underwire girl. I still don't need to be an underwire girl. I was a training bra girl, and I probably still am. And what's so offensive is, like, in their description, it says, a bra with an A to triple A cup is often called a training bra. By those standards, I'm still in a training bra. If that's what we are categorizing as a training bra, then I'm still in one today. And it says this bra doesn't train your breasts to do anything. It trains you to get used to wearing a bra. How long? How long does it take? This page made me feel like it was going to be a really wonderful experience to go get my bra, when really my mom lured me to a limited 2, which I was very vulnerable because I was in limited 2 and I was in the fitting room trying on like a shirt with a dog on it and like some blue polyester shorts with like big Hawaiian flowers on the butt. And all of a sudden, it was like the hand of God came into the fitting room just around that curtain with like 6 training bras in her hand. It was like, hey, while we're here, why don't you just try this? And I was in 5th grade. She's like, just try it out. Like, why don't you just try it on? And I was like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. I didn't know. I'm not prepared. I'm not in the mental state. Like, I thought we were just coming here to get some cool spring break clothes. And now I am entering my womanhood on a random Tuesday night at the Somerset collection. I tried it on and thought it was the most uncomfortable thing in the world. Or my mom was like, again, it's a training bra. So like, it's to train you to feel good about wearing a bra. And I had to wear it to school the next day. And I went in the bathroom and I took it off and I put it in my backpack because I just thought, what is this torture device that I am being forced to wear? I can't move around at recess. Like, I can't do my thing. I don't like the way like the band is cutting into me. It was just like a white training bra, almost like a sports bra. And I came home with that thing in my backpack and I said, never again. And here I am today. Still pretty much not wearing. I've tried, okay? The limit is up for the time it takes to get used to them. If I don't have to wear one, I'm probably not going to. But good for this page for making it seem like it's a really desirable, fun experience. The fitting rooms and the drawing are kind of giving limited 2. I'll give them that. Fun side note, I got my ears pierced at limited 2 against my mom's wishes. I got my ears pierced at limited 2. I hadn't come home yet, but I'd like called Missy from like a payphone, my best girlfriend, from a payphone at the mall. I was like, you're not going to believe this shit. Like, I just got my ears pierced. I think I was in 2nd grade maybe. And so what does Missy do? Missy calls my mom's house, leaves a message on the message machine. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you got your ears pierced. This is crazy. My mom listened to the message. And when I got home, she was waiting at the door. I called Molly a narc. Missy, that was being a narc as well. I know you're listening to this. I have to call you out. You spilled my shit on the answering machine. That was a betrayal of the 90s. And my mom was like, we have to take them out. I was like, joke's on you, because I said I can't take them out for 6 weeks or they'll get infected. And then joke was back on me because they got infected anyway. And I had to go to a doctor to get them removed because my earlobes got so swollen and so red and so crusty that we had to seek medical help because my dad let some 14-year-old girl, limited to, pierce my ears. If our children ever want to get their ears pierced, I'm just taking them to like a tattoo place. Go to the professionals. I don't even really trust anyone at Claire's, to be quite honest, because I got my ears pierced there too and they closed up.
How about a doctor to pierce the ears?
Do doctors?
You skipped past doctor and went straight to tattoo parlor.
Yeah, that's their profession. Like even a doctor's profession is not to pierce ears. Like at a tattoo place, they're
knows how to deal with needles. They can do it professionally.
I don't know.
Trust me.
Our children are going to need a little bit of grit, you know, like I'm just taking them into some like biker tattoo shop where some girl's getting like a dolphin on her ankle and they're going to pierce our kid's ear in the corner.
Let's introduce them to tattoos at age 10. Perfect.
Absolutely. They don't talk about that in the book. Like that's on us. We have to expose them to different ways of life and different people. And that's beautiful. We are at the number 1 spot. And if you know this book, then you know exactly what the number 1 spot is. Number 1 is page 76, and that is the tampon page. Now I'm newer to YouTube, so I'm putting up a different image here because I don't know if I am allowed to display the tampon image on here because that page is as graphic as like Hacksaw Ridge. And it really comes by storm. Like, oh, I'm probably going to get a period. Here's how to buy pads. Here's how you relax when you're having cramps. Like that really comes as a shock. The page about how to use a tampon. And I think I speak for America and American girls, real American girls, that page is truly, speaking of tattoos, tattooed in your brain forever. They do not mince words or images. They did their due diligence and they said, we are going to show you exactly what to do, what it's going to look like. And good for them because we should not be afraid to see pictures, illustrations, depictions of our own bodies. But all I'm saying is at 8 years old, that was a lot. The tampon section as a whole was slightly traumatizing, very informative and effective. I will give them that. It's something I would want my own child to see so they know what's up. It gave us something, but it also took away something. You know what I mean? And I'll just say this. Whoever did those illustrations and all the illustrations for the book put their entire vagine into it because they are the most extraordinary illustrations. I wanted to be every girl in the book. They looked powerful. They looked cool. They looked fun, sporty, fashionable. Still, as I was going through all the pages digitally for this episode, I still found myself being like, this is the clean girl aesthetic. This would do numbers on TikTok. This book was the book of our generation. Dare I say it's more powerful than the Bible, more powerful than any book we were forced to read in school. It raised us, it was there for us, and it will be there for generations to come. And we thank American Girl for their service and for the illustrations, except the one. It's that time. We are bringing back the 5-star hype up for our 5-star reviewers. If you love this show, please head over to the Apple Podcast app, leave it a review. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, all that stuff. But today's review is for T. Levs, who said, love it. The Met Gala review we've all been waiting for. I literally was watching the red carpet wondering which looks Alex would or wouldn't like, and I'm happy to report that we're mostly on the same page. Love this new format and excited for future episodes. I love Alex's energy and humor. Well, T-Labs, you love it. I love you. You are a queen. You are an icon. You are an incredibly kind, wonderful, capable person. And I'm happy to report that you are a bad bitch that is going to make their way through life so beautifully, so effortlessly. You have people that love you, including me. And you can do anything, literally anything. If the American Girl book taught us anything, it was that. And I'm here to remind you that you can literally do anything. You are capable, intelligent, smart, beautiful. There is truly nothing you can't do. And I am proud of you and I love you. Thank you for leaving such an amazing review. My review of you is that you are one of the most incredible people on the planet. In case nobody's told you today, now I have. Love ya. And I love all of you so much. Thank you for watching, for listening. We will not be here next week. Again, I will be in hot as hell, wonderful Arizona, but we will be back the next week with a new show for you. Love ya. Have a great week. Bye.